Hey guys, it's a Wednesday, really nice and warm. At this point, even the wind is warm now. I mean, yeah, it's just really warm. Like my babies are with their t-shirts. She's with a t-shirt, Mickey Mouse. Oh, she just fell asleep. And this little guy, he's with a t-shirt too, with a Mickey t-shirt, and he has Dale here with him. My little baby girl. Okay, my sweet baby. We just got out, but I think I have this feeling because this little guy took a power nap. He might be a bit hungry now, and it's after 10, so he might not be. He might not make it till lunch, but I'll take my chances and have him there relaxing and looking. I took a really busy road, which led us to this here around me, but he really enjoyed it. He just fully woke up. He was like, huge trucks, they go from prefecture to prefecture with loads of stuff, goods, and so they're really loud and big and heavy trucks, and he just mesmerized. Boys are like that. I'm just amazed. My little girl, she's just like looking around and relaxing. He's like on his toes. He's like on the edge of his stroller seat, and he's like, yeah, trucks, wow, big trucks, cars, motorcycles. So he's excited. Yeah, today's a nice day, rolling up nice and slow with the week. I was thinking this morning, Monday tough, Wednesday is, halfway is done. Friday is like, oh my gosh, the weekend is coming, hallelujah. And then the Tuesday and the Thursday are like, you just push it through, man. Tuesday and Thursday are like blah, just push it through those days. Why do they even exist? It would be really nice if you had it in 3 working days, but like people work hard, but only 3 days a week, and then every other day is like relaxing. It would be really nice. It wouldn't be. It's just, yeah. But I remember my grandma telling me back in Bulgaria, both of my grandmas are passed on already, but my mom's mom was telling me how she was going to school 6 days a week, so on Saturdays too. And back then, when she was a kid, they didn't have electricity running in the houses. Not many people had it, I guess, and so she would study while it's still daylight, because otherwise it would be in the dark, which you had to use the gas lamp, like those little lamps that they have in Europe. You know what I'm talking about, right? I think, is he okay? I'll probably take the road home and give him something to eat, like a banana or something, to make it through lunch. But yeah, so they would study on a gas lamp or a candle, and so she was like, I had to use the daylight and be done with my homeworks and studies for the next day right after school. And she taught me another thing that I also taught my kids about determination. She said that there would be subject or two where she wouldn't be good at it, unlike other kids. And she said, if it took my classmate so-and-so to get it in like 30 minutes and be done with the homework for 30 minutes, and I don't understand it, I would take 2 hours, but I would do it. It doesn't matter how much time it takes. I have to get it, I have to understand it, I have to do it. And so that right there made me, oh, okay, if my grandma did it and she became like a what was she, how do you call it, midwife. She was helping and delivering babies all her life, and she was a big name in my town, and people liked her, respected her. My mom said sometimes she would hear people, when she was a little girl, she would hear people chanting, you're gold, like golden hands or something like that, just helping, delivering babies. really smooth. But when it was her own time to deliver my mom's younger sister, my mom still recalls the moment when she was screaming so hard that she was like, just get rid of this thing out of me, or something like that. Like, my mom was like so scared, like, oh, my mom was screaming like crazy. So she remembers. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, and her husband, my grandpa, he was an educator. He was principal of schools and numerous schools, and for many years. And he was a well-respected person too. And they had 2 daughters, and those 2 became a dentist and a doctor, like a general doctor. And so they both were very smart. Every time my auntie would come to visit with her boys for the summers, and we would play, but before that she would just have a whole checkup on our bodies, and I hated it because like she would just like touch our tummy and try to like find everything, like where the guts, everything, every piece of gut that there is, and everything is in pieces and in place and stuff like that. It was really funny. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go through that. I love my auntie, I really do, and I know she did it for good, with good intentions, but I just didn't like it. But then my mom would, have full check up on each member of my auntie's family's mouth. Even if she was like taking like a leave for summer vacation for a week or 2, she would go to her office and she would just check them anyways, and that's how it was. It was really great. Turtles, they always run away when they hear me. You can guys see them? Yeah, they're really cute. There's a baby turtle. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. I love the turtles, and I know my boys always want to catch them, but I always tell them, they're really doing well in their natural habitat. Like, look at this. They rather be here in this space and this beauty than in some kind of container, plastic container back home, trapped alone. I don't think it's a good idea. But I do like to see them. Let's see, my little guy, he's still awake. I don't know. We'll pass through home and we'll get some banana or something. I am running out of crackers. There is this really good, nice lady that she's Japanese and her husband is American, and she always stops by with some goodies for the whole family. So we go to church together, and they live also in the same town we do, but I never get to socialize with anybody because she has 4 kids and she's busy, and I have mine 5. But she brought for their birthday tons of diapers. She brought them snacks, like stacks of snacks, like boxes and boxes stacked together. And I was like really impressed, and that I still have 1 or 2 boxes left. That was back in January. Now it's April. Wow. And I have to ask her where she got those from, because the kids really liked those snacks. And there's another dear sister. She always comes with goodies for them. Like, she would go to Costco, and the closest Costco, which is far away from us, and she would have a Costco trip with her family. She would bring something for the babies, always, and snacks for the older kids. I just love them. They're amazing. But yeah, that's how it is here. Like, people are nice and they'll do nice thing to you, but like on a level of like, let's be friends, not really. It's like everybody is caught up with their own life. Oh, that was really cute. They just dropped down like potatoes, like a bag of potatoes, and they just hid. Oh, really cute turtles. Oh my gosh, I see them, the little ones. Did you see, guys? There's one there. Oh, they're hiding from me. It's okay. I love you guys. Oof, so cute creatures. I love turtles, and I love the the ones in Hawaii, the huge ones, I just love turtles. And especially like people made paintings of them in the ocean, and I just love turtles, the big turtles. I'm scared of them. I don't want to get close to them in the water, but when they're in the sand, I just love to look at them. I know we're not allowed to touch them, and they're like really well preserved and taken care of on the island of Oahu. And so tourists are not allowed to even get closer to them. When they're in the sand, they're really dry and usually really slowly moving or not moving at all. And so I just love them. I don't know, they're just really wonderful and beautiful. There's just beauty in them. I know they're from the lizard family, like those snakes and reptiles and stuff, but I'm not a big fan of reptiles. But the geckos in Hawaii are so cute too. I have seen them in our small married couple apartment, dead under the bed or something like that, which is really grossing me out, but I like them. Let's go. We did it. Okay, I just crossed a really busy road with lots of trucks behind me passing by. Yep. But anyways, you guys, look at those flowers, so pretty. And the little poppies. I love the poppies. Grew up in the summers with fields of poppies. You know what poppies, right? Like, it's red. They're really cute. Simple red flower. I love it. Oof, my girl is asleep and her arms are in the sun, so I'm worried. I'm hungry, little guy. Oh my goodness, what is this? You must be hungry. We're almost home. We'll make a stop at home and we'll probably continue on. But I have to also put on my last laundry load outside to bake in the sun. And I'm just watching everything beddings now. It's a nice day, so stones are hanging outside baking. The bedding is washed and hanging. I have some extra like little blankets from the babies in this winter. Anyways, why am I explaining this to you guys? I'm just talking to myself really, but it just feels good to, report. So I was about to tell you like some stories, right? This one, I'm thinking of few, so I'll just share with you whatever I know. Not necessarily always like Japanese person married to a foreigner. I remember back at school doing Hawaii, I was in one of my business classes. We had to come up with a business plan, and they finance the plan, and we just sell whatever we have. And we come up with like idea, and we do a report, and if we made profit or not. And so I'm not gonna go in details. I don't have permission of those people. I don't even remember their names. But I know one of the spouses. Like most of us were single still. One of our team members was married. I'm not gonna say who's from where, but one of the spouses was from the States. One was from the UK, and we would go to each place. Like we would take turns hosting. So we were making our product, and we would gather after classes and work like really late night and prepare for the next day for sale. And so one time we went to the apartment of the married person, and the spouse of that person was at the computer, and we just kept chattering, and it was like an apartment, a studio. It was like a studio. It was just one bed and one living room, and like everything's included, like the sink and the little kitchen. Everything is one room and the bathroom, and that's it. So it was really tiny, and we were at the door almost. We're at the door and entrance and just scooping up stuff and getting it ready for the next day. And so we were chattering, and kind of like tired and rumbling and grumbling, and the spouse from the UK goes, well, it's getting late, honey, you know, remember what we talked about before, we should, something like that. I don't remember details. It was pretty much very uninviting kind of spirit set in. And so yeah, they didn't last. I think by the end of that semester, because we kept having more classes together with that individual, I noticed that person was talking to other people, to hang out, and so I knew that they were divorced, they separated. And I was thinking in my head, man, why, like they speak English, but then many people from many countries speak English nowadays anyways, and that doesn't mean that they would get along, kind of thing. So yeah, that's one of the stories. And another one is from Japan. A guy marries this lady from one of those Russian speaking countries. It's not Russia, but I don't know, you guys, there's so many little countries that belonged to the USSR before, and Bulgaria was not one of them, just so you know. I don't know why the whole world thinks like that. Anyways, so they're married, and they have, I'm not sure, 2 or 3 kids. They live in big city in Japan, like fairly big. And she turned out, she was not, probably, I don't think she was working. She was not working. She was home watching the kids because they were small. Like, there were 2 or 3 of them, like really small kids. And so she was home with them, and so she became really devoted to. I can only imagine. I mean, I know how she felt, like in a different country. You cannot really go and communicate with the doctors for checks and stuff. And so, in a big city, I assume her husband was busy with work till like late night or whatever. And so their relationship kind of like fell apart. And he ended up, I'm pretty sure they had fights and stuff like that, but like she was stuck. She wanted to go back to her country, but they wouldn't let her with the kids. They would not let her take the kids with her, and he wouldn't let the kids go. But at the same time, he ends up inviting a co-worker lady from work in their place, and then ended up, he was dating her. Like, he was with her, and he would have the guts to bring her home, and his wife is with the kids in the house. And I'm pretty sure it was a small apartment. I'm pretty sure it was not like something big. And big cities, people tend to rent apartments, and that's the common thing. Not many people have their own property. And so just imagine the irony. Like, you married somebody from a different country, you knew what you were going, you knew that you bring that lady here to live with you in your country, you have to do your part and fill in where she can't. So, but like, I guess he kind of like, I don't know what kind of person, I don't really know details, but he ended up bringing his affair with him at home. And I don't know if they're still here. I don't know, if she's still here and what's the situation, but I can only imagine what she's going through. It's like in a different room. And that lady that comes with him, the Japanese co-worker lady that he probably sleeps with, I don't know how she feels. Like, how is she okay with that? Like, is there any moral, like, standards, like boundaries where you can put, like, they have those sex hotels that you can go to for just overnight and pay. They're really cheap. People do that a lot. They just meet up there and do their business and then just leave everybody in their own house. They have those, but which is pretty gross to me, to be honest with you. But like, like in the cities they have motels like that too, where people do their dark stuff. I don't know. In Europe they do that in the bars and in the discos, and I don't know. Whatever. I don't know much about those things, but yeah. So that's another story. There is one. She was my friend. Her husband was, no, actually they were just dating, I think. Oh, he's asleep. I'm gonna turn around. He's asleep, thank goodness. Okay. He was a Japanese citizen, but like half Peruvian, I think. The mom was not from here, so I mean, you would think he would know better, right? But I'm not judging. Everybody has their own thinking and stories and moral standards and whatever. And she was a Russian. She's just so beautiful. She's so beautiful, you guys. Yeah, I mean, seriously, that girl was really beautiful lady, and she was taller than me, like seriously a model, and beautiful eyes and blue and blonde, and just so beautiful lady. I was like, you're the typical Russian. You just, everybody's image is like this beauty. So they were dating, and we had a few times been out with them. They would come to our house a lot. Then we met in church a lot on Sundays, and we'll have like nice discussions during Sunday school, and I really enjoyed. They ended up splitting, and what she told me was like he was flirting left and right with everybody, and that doesn't make a lady necessarily very secure. And he ended up marrying, I think, another, maybe Russian or one of those Slavic countries. Haven't been in touch with the guy. I do respect him because he's smart, but what he did to that beautiful lady, I thought that was sad. And she went back to Russia, and she asked me to help her to come back here because I guess things in Russia are not that great. But I couldn't, I was in the middle of having 3 kids, and I started working, and it was just like life consumes you. And even if you want to help others, like she didn't know English to the point where she could be hired as an English tutor or teacher of some sort. Her English was not that great, and so I was like, I don't know how to help her. It's just sadness. Let's see, other stories. I remember one time at church came some people, like that international marriage, the guy I think was American and the lady Japanese, and her parents were tagged along with the kids too, so it was like the whole bunch of them. So my kids were excited. Primary will be really big. And so we were talking in the hallways between classes. Back then, I think there were 3 classes, the sacrament meeting, and then the Sunday school and primary, and then the third is Relief Society and priesthood holders, men and women. But they would have the same lesson, but just get together as sisters and brothers. And so between meetings, we were on the hallway talking, and I was talking to the wife. She spoke really good English, obviously, because husband is American. The kids, I'm not sure. They were all speaking, chattering in Japanese, I think, in the hallways too. But I remember her saying, along with her mom, I think she tagged along in the conversation, that, it's good for him to see other foreigners and mixed marriages and mixed kids, half Asian, half Caucasian, because her husband is feeling down and stuff like that, not feeling that himself and that great. You have to push this thing, and then the light over there is gonna turn green, and when it turns green is when I cross. This road is kind of dead. I mean, not many people cross in this time of the day, but you know, then for those guys turns red. So sometimes I stop the cars and I feel bad, but it's the safe thing. I mean, nobody would pass even if I don't push the button, but you know, when you live in Japan for a decade or so, you kind of like learn to be like self-disciplined to the point where you would do that no matter what. Like, I think in the world at night, if you see a red light and there's dead road, there is nobody passing, no vehicles but you, and it's red, usually people just go. They don't really stop and wait for the light. Except two nations in the world, you guys: the Japanese and the Germans. And I call the Germans our European Japanese because they're very much the same mindset. It's very interesting. It's true too. Like, I've been to Germany once, and I gotta tell you, very strange people. I love them. I love their language. I love their land. I love their food. But I'm not really sure if I get along with them very well. I had one friend from Germany, and she was elderly person. I think she's still around, like, but she went through a lot in her life. When I was visiting the German temple, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, she took me on a tour around the area with her car. She was a journalist in her life, I think. I think maybe she was retired, I'm not sure. And she had some hardships going on with her and her son. It broke my heart, but she was the only person. And we met with her in Bulgaria. She was visiting where I was in college. Tourism was big, and so lots of foreigners. And she attended church in a little branch in my town where I was attending college. So before I transferred to Hawaii. And so we met with her, and she was impressed that I could speak English, and so she did. So she did too. And so we kind of clicked, and we spent time together, and then we became friends, and we exchanged emails, and it was just great. And so she's the only German I know that I could call a friend. Like, I don't really know German people so much, not really. But I noticed that they have in the place we were eating, kind of like a kitchen area, because we were like a whole group of us in the bus going to Frankfurt. Then there were so many bins. There are trash cans. Oh my goodness, one for glass, one for paper only, I believe, one for plastic, one for, I don't know, there were so many, and maybe 5 of them, I think. And I was very scared to which one to put what, and it was just so. Anyways, here, same thing, recycling. Like, batteries is one, glass is different, cans is different. It's just, anyways, so it's good. That, I think that's a good thing. Extremely clean place, just like Japan. The only thing is, like, they use a lot of bicycles. Here too, in the big cities, people don't really own vehicles because no need. The bicycles, yeah. Oh my gosh, it's hot. I don't know if it's safe for my kids. I'm gonna get sunburn, and I didn't put lotion on them. Oh my goodness. Oh no. That's why I was choosing a different road that was leading to the sun in our backs. But I have to think of something to cover them, but also let the air go in. Yeah, so Germany and Japan, very similar. Even the grammar of how they build the sentence is the same too. It's just different words and different alphabet. It's funny. So I'm gonna take a different road so that I hide my kids from the sun. Okay, we'll make it short this time. While they're sleeping, I have to get my laundry out, and I hope I can get some of my pineapple plants in the dirt, because You guys, when we buy pineapple, my oldest, he loves. So I'm done with the stories of international marriages today. I'm just done. I'll let you think about each case and decide what you want to think about it. In every case, one of the spouses is suffering in silence. Some to the degree of painful, and I'm pretty sure self-destructive kind of way, and like self-worth becomes down to zero. And anyways, but back to plants. My oldest loves to, when we buy pineapple, sometimes they have it in both ways in the supermarkets here. They have it already cleaned up in a nice little plastic container, or the whole thing. And so we just get the whole thing because we watched on YouTube that you can take the leaves, twist and then dry it for 2-3 days somewhere, leave it to dry, and then you put it in water and just soak it in water and keep it in water for a long while here, because of changing seasons. If you're in India, like the guy he was showing it, roots will start shooting really fast. I have one already in dirt, and I keep it in the kitchen window. Hasn't given pineapples, but it shoots new leaves and it's really beautiful. I have 2 more in water. One has a pretty good, nice root system already. The other one we just put recently, so the little tiny, teeny roots coming out, just so cute. But it's coming, and so I change the water eventually sometimes because it becomes really stinky, like it smells like rotten pineapple kind of, and then it starts rotting around like on the bottom where it touches the water. But you can peel them, or you can just keep them there like that until the roots come up. And we have one now still drying. I think today we have to put it in water too. We counted because we ate it on Sunday, so yeah, today's Wednesday. We have to put it in water. I'm really excited because knowing how to grow plants out of plants, to me it's treasure. My dad has great knowledge because his parents were both. My grandma, my dad's mom, that was her specialty. That's what she studied in school and technical college, or whatever you call it. It's all about plants and agricultural college, or whatever you call it. That was her strength. And my grandpa was like the manpower. I don't really know his educational background, but I know both of my grandpas have medals from the World War II. And yeah, but anyway, so planting and growing vegetables and fruits, to me it's wonderful. And here we live in the country where that's the only thing I can actually really enjoy with all my heart. I really do. I could spend, if those two let me, I would spend the whole day in the garden. I would make it looking divine, but I can't let them because they're still small. When they get bigger, I'll let them help me and explain to them and nurture them to also love growing things like the other 3. And they also teach them at school. They have at school gardens. They ask the kids to take care when they plant the veggies. They take care of them, they water them, and then when they harvest them, I had my kids coming throughout the years with like a plastic bag with a cucumber inside, or an eggplant or 2, a bag of rice, stuff like that. It's really amazing. So I think it's a good thing. It's just the soil in Japan is really like sandy to me, like small rocks and sand. I feel like not like the sand back home, rich, thick, muddy, soft, dark. Here is different, but things still grow here, so I'm like really impressed. it works. But they do have those trees we don't have back home, like those cedar trees. So beautiful. It's so tall. They're gigantic and they smell so good. When we go to the nature, and I love to go and hug them, and I teach my kids it's like tree hug time. So we hug the trees. They're so big and so beautiful. I just love nature. So about that, it's really wonderful to live in a place like this. But yeah, I'm just gonna end up here, you guys, and I will talk to you soon because I have things to do while the babies are still sleeping and the stroller. Bye.